Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Port Authority Chairman Kevin O'Toole.
Thank you, Ben. Rick, some day we have here, huh? What a day we have today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Many years in the planning here, replacing AirTrain. For those that want to show their age a bit, the AirTrain you're looking at there was thought of in 1990, constructed for 5.5 years and went live in 1996. And Rick, you got to get this, I think for the total value of $385 million. Well, 29 years later, it's time to replace that AirTrain. Congresswoman, will you agree with that? Time to replace that AirTrain. You know, I had a breakfast this morning with Senator Timberlake, Brittany from East Orange, and she said to me, I got in politics because I wanted to make an impact. I look around here to the Port Authority family and to the elected officials. I think everybody got involved in public service because they wanted to make an impact. Today, we make that impact. You look around this area, 8 years ago, you didn't have Terminal A, you didn't have Newark Access in works, you didn't have a plan to replace the AirTrain, you don't have the seeds being planted for a new Terminal B. A lot of great things are happening, impactful in Newark and Elizabeth. And there's a reason for that, because the wonderful Port Authority family you see here have been hard at work putting together a plan to reimagine Newark Airport. And the leader, our leader of the Port Authority, our visionary, our captain who's made all this possible, please a nice New Jersey, Newark Elizabeth welcome from our New York City friend, Rick Cotton, our wonderful executive director. Rick.
Good morning. All I can say is coming across the river, it's nice over here. So today is a very special day, obviously, in terms of coming to the groundbreaking of a brand new world-class AirTrain at Newark Liberty Airport. And I thought as I was collecting my thoughts in terms of today, today is one of a series. I would say, of promises made and promises kept. We committed to build a world-class new Terminal A here at Newark Airport. And I would say promises kept. Fair? We committed to build a centralized rental car facility with a brand new 1,000 car parking garage connected by a walkway, covered walkway, air-conditioned walkway to Terminal A. Promises kept. We promised a station access project. As I'm sure most of you are aware, originally the Newark AirTrain station on the Northeast Corridor, New Jersey Transit and Amtrak, was not accessible from the South Ward community. We committed to fix that. We broke ground on that just a short time ago. Promises made. We will follow through. Promises kept. I'll come back to the AirTrain in a minute, but we committed that we would re-envision Newark Airport. The chairman referred to that. We published a year ago a brand new vision plan. We laid it out. We said, here it is. Here's what we intend to do. Promise made, vision promise kept, We kicked off the planning for a new Terminal B. That is the next major step after the AirTrain, a brand new Terminal B, world-class Terminal B, modeled on Terminal A. We've made that promise. We will keep that promise. And in terms of the AirTrain, yes, we're breaking ground on it, but we have let 3 major contracts. We've contracted for the propulsion system, we've contracted for the maintenance facility, and we've contracted for the guideway. All of those major contracts, all of them through the procurement, announced and awarded, and now construction companies, manufacturing companies hard at work, and this, the AirTrain, will be promise kept. And I would also point out another project very important to New Jersey, very important to New York, the bus terminal. Bus terminal has been through ups and downs, it's been through controversy, but on the bus terminal, we promised we would build a bus terminal that would satisfy the needs of New Jersey commuters and that would satisfy the community. We have a design, it's been fully approved. It will be in our new capital plan. It will be world-class. We broke ground just a little while ago, and I would say again, promise made, promise kept. And that is our story. It is really a very proud moment to be here at the groundbreaking of the AirTrain, because without it, the airport couldn't operate. The old one, which you can see, and again, which the chairman recited the history of, way past its design life, way past due to be replaced, and it will be replaced. So delighted to be here. Thank you for coming.
As I said it once, I'll say it again. None of those things would have happened if we didn't have Rick Cottonor as executive director. 8 years ago, you never would have imagined we'd be talking about Terminal A, Terminal B, AirTrain, bus terminal, $1 billion in path, renovations at the port, and on and on and on. Rick, thank you very much for your leadership, and thank you very much for coming out here and keeping us focused on budget, on time. 2030, this will be up and running. And before we introduce the 2 Central Port Authority employees, Sarah and Ralph, I want to acknowledge our Port Authority family here today. 8,000 strong folks. These guys come into work, and gals, every single day, working on a special mission. This structure, I guess you'd say it's like an infrastructure, but it's also like a social mission to make sure we all stay connected. So a round of applause to our Port Authority family. And leading our hit parade today, Sarah McKeon, who's our Director of Aviation. Sarah, come on up. She lives and breathes this. This is her love. Jim, you made a great choice by having Sarah as our Director of Aviation. Sarah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for that very warm welcome. And thank you, Rick. Collectively, the 2 of you, I mean, you give all the credit to Rick, Mr. Chairman, but your vision collectively, driving us to always improve. Not just to say that we are building world-class facilities, but to walk the walk so that we, as dedicated Port Authority employees, can realize that vision, is the primary reason that we're standing here today celebrating this incredible milestone in Newark Liberty International Airport's redevelopment. Your collective vision, just like our vision plan for this airport, which ushers in phase 2 with this project, is leading us to a new standard of excellence, which the current AirTrain, sadly, no longer can. Having served as general manager of this airport not too long ago, I can attest to how much of a pain point airport access is for our Newark Airport customers. It's kind of heartbreaking, and I'm not really sure if that's the right word to use, but to access our award-winning, world-class, brand new, beautiful Terminal A with the existing AirTrain Newark. I think we can all agree it leaves a lot to be desired. Time and again, I've heard how crowded the current AirTrain is and how challenging it is to use, especially if you're traveling with a group, and heaven forbid if you're bringing luggage with you. It's no wonder in 1996, when the original AirTrain Newark opened, this airport served fewer than 30 million annual customers. And last year, we served just about 49 million customers, and with a forecast is continuing for that number to grow annually year over year, highlighting just how important this new rail service will be for our customers. Very simply, tomorrow's AirTrain Newark won't just be a massive upgrade over today's AirTrain Newark, but also a huge leap forward that represents the next frontier of Newark Liberty International Airport's modernization. We are so excited to put shovels in the ground today and get to work to deliver this exciting advancement in airport access. I again thank our Port Authority leadership for their vision, our business partners in this venture, and all of the dedicated staff who remain committed to helping us build world-class facilities that deliver world-class service for our customers. Thank you.
50 million people come in here every single year. 50 million people see Newark Liberty. And this is what they're going to see: a new Terminal A, new Terminal B, Newark Access, a new AirTrain. This is what they need. And I want to thank Libby, Purchasing, Derek, Libby, Riz, all the Port Authority senior staff for living with this. Not an easy purchase process, is it, Lib? Took a bit? All right, let's talk about the process. So Ralph DiPuzzo is our senior program director. And if you have a problem with that AirTrain, go to Ralph, because he was part of the thinking back in 1990, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry about that. Ralph, come on up and talk about what you've learned from that other process and what you can expect and promise and deliver with the new AirTrain. Ralph DiPuzzo.
Good morning. Thank you, Chairman. And thank you all for joining us today as we break ground on a key part of Newark Liberty International Airport's transformation, the Newark AirTrain replacement program. So this project really stands as a testament to the remarkable leadership, vision, and collaboration demonstrated across the board, from our dedicated teams to our valued partners. Together, we're shaping the future of this airport and setting a new standard for air travel. I want to thank Port Authority's executive leadership, Rick and the chairman, and the Board of Commissioners for their continued investment in Newark's future, and extend appreciation to my redevelopment team, my consultants, the contractors, facility staff, and community partners. All of your efforts have brought us to this exciting milestone today. For me, today is bittersweet. I began my Port Authority career as a structural engineer designing parts of the original AirTrain system that you see behind me. Back then, it was cutting edge. I know it's hard to believe, but it was. Now, decades later, I have the privilege of helping to launch its successor. This program isn't about replacing just infrastructure. It's about building opportunity. The new AirTrain is a $3.5 billion investment in a modern, efficient, and inclusive transit system. It'll move up to 50,000 passengers a day over a new 2.5-mile guideway that will connect seamlessly with Terminal A and future facilities, and will be built with the future in mind, including accommodating a future station for the planned Terminal B, with improved operations and capacity, and incorporate local representation from the surrounding communities. We're designing not just a transit system, but an experience with spacious platforms, intuitive dynamic signage, natural light, and local art throughout the 3 new stations that will be built. It's about functionality and accessibility for every passenger, and a system the region can be proud of. The new fleet will feature 7 5-car trains, each holding 135 to 160 passengers with luggage, more than double the current capacity. And beyond functionality, every detail enhances the passenger experience, from spacious walk-through cars, aesthetic lighting, and real-time signage to comfortable seating. Some early design renderings are here for you to see today. So to have started my career building the first AirTrain, and now to help bring to life the system that will replace it, feels like that I've come full circle, and that I'm getting a bit old. We anticipate first passenger service in early 2030, a date that may seem far off now, but will come quickly as we work hard to build something truly meaningful. Today's groundbreaking represents more than just the start of construction. It lays the foundation for millions of journeys this new AirTrain will support. It marks the beginning of a future that will serve not only today's customers, but also the passengers and employees who will benefit from the new station access facility currently underway across Route 1 and 9, and our future new Terminal B, now in early planning phases. So as we put shovels in the ground today, we're not merely starting a project, we're building the future. The AirTrain will play a key role in the ongoing transformation of this airport into a hub of innovation, opportunity, and progress. Thank you all for listening. Now we need to get to work and build something extraordinary.
Ralph, you had me worried for a minute. Bittersweet. I thought you were going to retire up here. That's not happening. But if you listen carefully, you're going to hear the noise in the background. We have 7 of the 13 test pits are being tested on now. If you listen carefully, literally the carts are being manufactured as we speak. Impactful stuff happening now. This couldn't be done without the partners we have here from federal, state, county, and local. And I want to introduce our Congresswoman. Every time we do something great, Congressman, we see you sitting there. Newark Access, now we have AirTrain, it'll be Terminal B next. Please welcome our Congresswoman, Monica McIver. Congresswoman.
Good morning. It's so good to be here in district with you all, to stand with you today as we celebrate the start of an exciting and important project. As many of you know, I formerly served as the council president and Central Ward councilwoman in the city of Newark. And so these conversations, all of the planning leading up to this, feels like it took us about 20 years to get here, but I'm excited to finally be here. Revamping AirTrain will help make Newark Airport more accessible and convenient, which is the conversation we've been having for such a long time. It will open up possibilities to help airport terminals continue to improve and modernize and stay connected. These 2.5 miles of elevated guideway matter. The three new stations matter. The 50,000 people the new AirTrain can accommodate matters. It is a piece of our commitment to making Newark a world-class airport. We all know that Newark Liberty is a vital hub for travel and for all the economic opportunity, jobs, and community growth that comes with it. This airport connects people to families, businesses to markets, and workers to livelihoods. Look, we are in a difficult moment for our community and for our country, quite frankly. We are currently in a federal government shutdown. It's no secret, I'm not breaking any news to you today because I know you cut on the news already the last couple of days and see what we are facing. Costs are high, and every day that the government is closed, people, many of them who work right here at this airport, in fact, are still getting here each and every day working through a government shutdown. But as hard as things are, we know that when we invest in our communities, better is possible. I want to give a special thank you to Chairman O'Toole and Executive Director Cotton for their leadership in making this vision a reality. And as Rick said, keeping true to those promises. Thank you. Their commitment, yes, we can clap for that. We should. Their commitment alongside the hardworking countless engineers, planners, and workers, community advocates has brought us to this very moment. As always, I always say, beyond the steel and the concrete, this project is about people. It is about the people in this community and the people that will be serviced by these upgrades that we are making. The intentional investment in the community benefits program for people seeking education and good jobs, and for small businesses looking to position themselves to be subcontractors on the projects that expand EWR's reach. This project is helping us make sure our communities are included and benefit from the growth and development happening all around us. As you know, and I say all the time, as your Congresswoman, I am proud to support projects like this, not only because it improves infrastructure, but it also uplifts the people of these communities. So thank you to everyone for this journey. And as I always say too, I love groundbreakings, but I love ribbon cuttings even more. So I look forward to seeing you all back here for the ribbon cutting. So let's get to work. Thank you all.
Congresswoman talked about partners. This wouldn't be possible without our partner, our Governor Phil Murphy, our Senate President Nick Scutari, and our Speaker, Craig Coughlin. But our best and biggest and longest standing partner, Senator Ruiz, let me just tell you, so when I was on the Senate floor about to be voted on for the Commissioner of Port Authority, Senator Ruiz came over to see me in her own shy style, and she starts pounding at my desk. And she goes, don't forget, she goes, Newark Airport is in New Jersey. It's in Newark and it's in New Jersey. Don't forget that. And as you've seen, I've given you credit, Majority Leader. When you come into Terminal A, what do you see? Newark, New Jersey. And it's a credit to you. I mean that, Teresa. Your leadership has been amazing. Your friendship's been special. Please welcome our Majority Leader, Senate Majority Leader, Teresa Ruiz.
I'm glad Kevin used more appropriate words than I would say that I'm tenacious, right? I know that United Airlines is in the house, and I do want to give them a shout out because after 17 years of prodding every member of leadership, now when you go on your app, Newark appears first when you're making your reservation when you leave out of Newark Airport. People know where Newark, New Jersey is. People recognize where Newark, people know where Newark Liberty Airport is. But quite frankly, Mayor, I know that we are standing right now in Elizabeth. I checked the coordinates just to be sure. I said, let me make sure I have my respect and do my due diligence, and it said Elizabeth currently right now. But the truth of the matter is just precisely that. When you think about Mayor Bowich, he believes in New Jersey, he believes in his community. And every resource that we have here that invites millions of people into spaces at one given moment, they should know exactly where they're at. They should feel comforted. They should feel safe. They should have amenities like everywhere else. Because when something goes bad, you best believe that Newark is in the headline. When something is great, all of a sudden it's somewhere else in the state of New Jersey. We're not certain what it is. For the women and the men who are dedicated to really transforming the space, thank you. To the chairman, to Rick Cotton, to all of the members of the Port Authority, thank you for putting New Jersey in a space where we consistently see ourselves first after so many years of kind of being in second place when it came to Port Authority conversations. And I will tell you that this chairman does never hesitate to remind people that New Jersey is just as important as our neighboring state. But we know that traveling is the price point is getting to where it's completely out of control. We should not have uncomfortable spaces with our families moments before we're going to go on a vacation. Bathrooms should be clean, changing rooms should be available, accessibility, movement around, getting in line to get food, whatever it is. And you're beginning to see that transformation. I will tell you that every time, I just wish the Washington, D.C. flights took out of Terminal A. Every time Terminal A comes up as the designated space for me to fly out of, I have this sense of relief because you know it's going to be smooth. You know that the line is not going to wrap around to the second floor because it's not wide enough before you get to TSA. So I will just tell you that thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Rick. Thank you to all my colleagues in every moment, but thank you to the women and men who call this place home, even though this isn't your geographic location. This is in my neighborhood. This is part of my district. This is where many of my families come. Just drive down Bloomfield Avenue in Broad at 4:30 in the morning and look at all the bus stops and the volume of people who are hopping on to come and report to duty to make sure that when I get to fly back home to Puerto Rico, that I could get a warm cup of coffee, that I could go through security easily, and that I could have a good time before I come back. So thank you and congratulations. But the work is not done. Because Path Station in Newark, we gotta make that better. We gotta open it up to the rest of the communities. Let's figure it out and let's keep this train moving literally to make New Jersey prouder than what we are today.
Is anyone surprised you had to throw that last dig out there? I got it, we got it. Thank you, Senate Majority Leader. Our next speaker has, I guess we all have a history to Newark, and I'm not going to say too much about the history unless you allow me to say. So, Senator Renee Burgess and I were talking before about, what we remember about, the old Terminal C when it was Continental, by the way. And we loved Continental, it was kind of cool. So Senator Renee actually worked here in Newark for a few years, and she was responsible at that time for putting together the concessions in Terminal C. So there's a special feeling you have and special connectivity. So why don't you come share a few comments, and please welcome State Senator Renee Burgess.
Good morning, everyone. What a nostalgic morning it is. Oh my gosh. But yes, Chairman, you are right. And I just want to first in order say thank you, and thank you to the Port Authority and everyone that is here today that's responsible for this fantastic project that's going to enhance the passengers, the workers, and even small businesses. As you were saying, yes, I worked here for almost like 8 years, the inception of this beautiful program, and everybody was excited then, and we are excited now just to see how great this is going to do for our community. So thank you, and I just can't wait, like our Congresswoman said, for the ribbon cutting. Appreciate you.
We have one other elected official who's no shrinking violet, our Assembly Budget Chair. Is that fair? Ileana Pinter Marin, my dear friend. Welcome.
Feeling old, Kevin. No shrinking violet. Good morning, everyone. I have to first apologize to Mayor Bulwidge. I know we're in Elizabeth, and as Teresa said, we love Elizabeth, and it's a continuity of our neighborhoods. But welcome to the best city in the state, which is Newark, New Jersey, where Kevin is consistently reminded to never forget about Port Authority, Newark Airport, and for its betterment. So I know that you first talked about the AirTrain, that it was in 1990. As my daughter would say, my 9-year-old, she's like, Mommy, that was centuries ago. But as we sit here and we look at the AirTrain go by, and I know going on vacation isn't easy for some of us, but it really isn't, Kevin, because when you have a 13, a 9-year-old, and a 2-year-old, and you're trying to make it through TSA, you're trying to get to the gate that you're supposed to be, and you're going on vacation, you're sweating before you even get on the airplane. I think that people forget how simple things go such a big way, and how making the changes of what this is going to look like and be like, and how convenient it is going to be for our families, it's a big difference, right? Because we all have an opportunity to be proud consistently of the things that we do and proud of our state and our cities. But it's a small opportunity that others leave this airport and say, you know what, I had a great experience today. And that's what it's about. So, Chairman, I hope that you consistently are reminded, and I'm sure with Teresa you will be, of how important all of these projects are to us. Just because, all of our families work really hard, as many of yours. But it gives us a certain pride when those that come here and work here talk about all the differences that you and your team are making, because it's making their lives better. So, Chairman, congratulations on the work that you've done from now with all of your partners, but mostly congratulations moving forward on all the exciting new things that I know we're going to be able to have, and a lot more groundbreaking. So thank you.
Now, twice they've apologized to you, Mayor, Commissioner. So, as our commissioner, first of all, these are not done alone. We have 12 commissioners. Commissioner Richardson here, welcome. Commissioner Helmy on his way. And we have Commissioner Bulwidge here, who's also the mayor of Elizabeth. And we ask the mayor, commissioner, please come up on his territory, in his town, to make his comments. Commissioner Bulwidge.
Thank you very much, Chairman, and welcome to the city of Elizabeth. It's great to be here. But Newark and Elizabeth go back a long way. I mean, part of Newark was originally part of Elizabethtown in the late 1700s. It was a debate over forming counties in the 1850s and 1860s, where both Elizabeth and Newark wanted to be the county seat. and that was decided by Newark being the county seat of Essex County and Elizabeth being the county seat of Union County. So the relationship between Newark and Elizabeth go back over hundreds of years. And it's because of that relationship, and especially here at the airport, that we work together not only to provide jobs, but the mission of the Port Authority, which is to move people, whether it be by rail, by air, or by the roads. The Port Authority, under the leadership of Kevin O'Toole as our chairman and Rick Cotton as the executive director, do a great job in this region of making sure people have the ability to get where they need to go. So as a member of the Port Authority and the mayor of the city of Elizabeth, it's a great pleasure to be with all of you to kick off the beginning of the new AirTrain that originally started in 1996. And most importantly is the connection that will occur off of Frelinghuysen Avenue, where people can drive there, drop their family off, they can walk upstairs, get on the AirTrain, and get to Terminal A, B, or C. I look forward to the planning stages of Terminal B over the next years, as well as working with these fine commissioners to develop better and enhanced transportation for our communities. Thank you, Chairman.
All right, last comment. You know, when you come to Newark, and I come here once a week, one of the things besides this state-of-the-art and the upgrades and the vision, you feel safe. And the reason you feel safe, you look around to the men and women wearing the Port Authority Police Department emblems. I want to thank them and thank our Superintendent, Ed Setnar. A round of applause for our police men and women. Thank you all, and that concludes our program. Let's get to work. So if the electeds can come up, and we have a shovel in the ground. Commish, come on up. Rick. And then senior staff will take a picture right after that. We ready?